Hey guys, JP here for Thrasher TV's Making Money Never Goes Out of Style. You might be wondering why we're standing in the middle of an intersection here in Cooper Square in downtown Manhattan, and that's because the investing world can be dangerous. But we're here to show you that with a little bit of bravery and a little bit of knowledge, anything can be overcome. Today we're going to talk about what is a stock. And Khalid and I were in the office and we decided to go on the internet to sites that you guys may find on the internet, popular sites such as investorwords.com, and find some definitions. One such definition being a stock is a proprietorship element in a corporation usually divided into shares and represented by transferable certificates. Right? Okay, I didn't think you would understand that. We found a second one. A stock is an instrument that signifies ownership position, usually termed equity, in a corporation and represents a claim on a proportional share in the corporation's assets and profits. Yeah, we both thought both of those sucked. So what we're going to do here today is just talk to you very simply about what a stock is.
A stock simply means a piece of ownership in a company. Sometimes it's referred to as a share. They're completely interchangeable. So when you think stock, think ownership. And when you think share, think stock. It's the same thing, but there's a bigger question.
The difference between public companies and private companies are that private companies cannot be invested in. One example of a private company is Kmart. An example of a public company is Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble is what we call traded on the open market or on an exchange. Here in the United States, the two largest exchanges are the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. On the New York Stock Exchange, companies are indicated by their ticker symbols. You may have seen some of these ticker symbols on our Thrasher TV promo. On the New York Stock Exchange, ticker symbols are either one letter, two letters, or three letters. Examples are like Macy's. Their ticker symbol is M. Procter & Gamble's ticker symbol is PG. And the example which I just referred to, Barnes & Noble, their typical ticker symbol is BKS. They generally are always very close to the company's name and are pretty much easy to remember according to this. There are also four-letter ticker symbols that are indicated on the NASDAQ. Take a company like Apple, for instance, AAPL.
Companies issue stock for a number of reasons. The biggest reason, though, is to raise money for their company. Think of a company like Starbucks. Right now, it's a big behemoth, almost as big as McDonald's, the McDonald's of coffee, as it were. But they used to start off as a really, really small company, infant company, all the way up in Seattle, Washington area. At that time, they had a couple of stores, and the owner was trying to figure out how he could grow his company. Well, one way is you can get investors to invest in it, just like you had a lemonade stand. This is just like a coffee stand. But what he did is the company got popular enough that he convinced banks to issue the shares of the company in the public market, just like the Marcus James was referring to earlier. Now, you can invest, I can invest in Starbucks. Millions have and millions do every day. Examples of other companies that have done the same thing as well, every company on the stock market. But more recent examples that you would know about are Jamba Juice and American Apparel. We'll head over there. All right, we're on our way to American Apparel, but while we're on the way, and now that you know what a stock is, what you really want to know is how you make money from a stock and how people generally make money from stocks. Generally, people buy a stock, hold the stock, and then sell the stock at a profit. That's how people mostly make money from stocks, and that's the way that you're going to make money from stocks in the beginning. So for an example, take American Apparel, which we're headed to right now. American Apparel is trading at right now, what, about $11.50, James?
Yeah, about $11.
About $11.50. So let's say you buy a share of American Apparel at $11.50. You wait for a little bit. Now the stock is at $15. You sell it at $15, and then that $3.50 in the middle, that's yours. Now, a warning, a but, and this is a big Jennifer Lopez style, but stocks don't always go up.
Well, now we're here at American Apparel, and hopefully you've been able to watch your shares appreciate in value. Appreciating is just another way of saying hopefully you've been able to watch your stock price go up. Khalid mentioned to you before that stocks equal shares and shares equal stocks. So how do you know that you even own these shares of American Apparel that we told you about? Well, not too long ago, companies used to actually issue stock certificates to their shareholders. These stock certificates let the shareholders know that they had a redeemable receipt that represented their percentage ownership in the company. Today that hardly exists, and usually what happens now is that your percentage ownership in a company is indicated on your monthly brokerage statement, usually from a Charles Schwab or Fidelity or Morgan Stanley. But that's enough for today. Right now, Khalid will give you a recap.
All right, everybody, listen up. Thrasher TV, making money never goes out of style. Episode 1, what's a stock recap? Point number 1, what's a stock? Simply, it's ownership in a company. If you own a share of Apple, you own a small piece of that entire company, a very small piece. Point number 2, there are public companies and there are private companies. You can't invest in the public ones. You can't invest in the private ones. So if you have a New Era fitted on, sorry, you can't invest in that. They're a private company. 3, stocks, public stocks are traded on public exchanges, the 2 major ones in the United States. One, the biggest one, New York Stock Exchange. The other one, the NASDAQ. We're sure you heard of them. 4th and last, public companies are known on exchanges by their ticker symbols. On the New York Stock Exchange, there are 1, 2, and 3-letter tickers. James explained it earlier. On the NASDAQ, there are 4-letter ticker symbols. That's it. Now you know what a stock is. Now you've got the recap. Stay tuned for episode 2 on what's a mutual fund. For myself, Khalid Jones, and James Perkins, this is Thrasher TV's Making Money Never Goes Out of Style. We'll holler.
Get it up, get it up, get it up. Got the motivating joints that keep your ass jumping. Why when the nigga get on you want something? Yo, I got the poisonous traps for little rats that fiend. In come the bedroom dream. I kick it at a slow or at a quick tempo. A lady's disposition won't with the mental.
Blah, 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 Lafayette Street. Don't try to come down here and see where we go.